Hi, my Flurby friends. Happy asynchronous day. We have started our fall unit, this week being on apples. And today, you're going to have an asynchronous lesson on apples. We've already talked about our favorite apples and what we can use them for in a cultural way, like food or crafts. And we also talked about the parts of an apple and which ones we shouldn't eat, right? Today, I want to talk to you not about the parts of an apple, but the life cycle of an apple. What is a life cycle? That's a fancy science word. It means when it starts as a little baby, or you could say as a seed, and it talks about the whole life of that apple and how it ends up in a circle. So what that means is it might start as a seed and grow to be a tree, and then that tree has its own apples and drops new seeds. And it goes over in a circle. Starts as a seed, grows as a tree, and drops its seeds. Grows as a seed, becomes a tree, and drops its seeds. And it keeps going in a circle until there's so many apple trees. There's life cycles for plants, food, animals, and humans, just like us. We start as a baby, and then we grow old, and we might have our own babies. They grow, then we might get old and have babies, and they have babies. And it just shows the life cycle of people. Cycle just means circle. We're going to look at the life cycle of an apple. I do have this Google Slides and the video in today's assignment, so you can always look at that. But your homework today is to not only look at this video with me, maybe if you want, you can watch the little apple life cycle video, but also let me show you what your homework is. So like I said, today I have your usual slide, the slide that I'm going to be showing you. But your homework today is to, after you've learned the life cycle of an apple with me, you're going to come in here and do your very own apple matching. It's called the life of an apple. And basically this means where the apple starts and how it ends, and starts a new life cycle for other apple trees. Now I have the video that we watched here together. It's right here. So if you didn't maybe go on to watch the video in the little booklet that I made and I'm going to share with you in a second, you can always watch the video here. Your homework is to put all these pictures in the order of first to last. So the first thing that happens, whether it's baking a pie or starting as seeds or growing little buds, becoming a tree, I want you to put it from step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Can you put it in a life cycle or put it in order of how it happens? We'll read our little booklet, and you'll be able to put this in order just fine. So let's get started, my friends. You already know the parts of an apple, so it won't be that surprising when you see an apple growing at the end of this. But this is called the life of an apple. It's the life cycle. I have a video here, and I won't play it exactly, but let me just show you. It's a really short video. It's only a minute, and it shows a really fast way of how an apple grows. So this is what the inside of an apple looks like, and when its seeds fall into the ground, they grow their own tree. So it started as an apple seed, and it eventually grows on its own until it has its very own apples growing on its tree, and the cycle starts all over again with more seeds falling. I love this video. It's a great way to show the different steps of a science project or a life. This is the life cycle of an apple, and here's all the different parts. First, in the fall, seeds are planted in the ground. So they plant them in the fall, and then they can grow all year long until we pick them again later on. Next, the apple tree. So it's now grown. It takes a long time for an apple seed to become a tree. So after that time that it's starting to come out of the ground and grow some branches, on the branches, you'll see these little things that kind of look like peas or peanuts. And those are called sprouts. So the tree will sprout a bud. And so little tiny peanuts, like I said, but they're called buds. And eventually those buds will open up into flowers. Then the bud turns into a blossom. So it started small, and then it opened up into a flower. And did you know that this flower eventually becomes that apple? Last, the blossoms will fall off, right? So the flowers have now opened, When the petals fall off, it leaves room for the apple to grow. And the apples will start to grow on that tree. And once they're on the tree and they are eventually tiny apples, they get big, nice, and juicy, right? They become ripe. And the apples will turn into the green, red, and yellow apples that we know and love. Let's look at that video one more time. Here we go. So that apple has now grown, right? Here we can see that there's the flower, and you see how it's starting to trade places. The flower petals grow off, and it kind of becomes the little bottom of an apple that we all see. That kind of looks like it has little flowers at the bottom. See that? And eventually it has its stem here, and it might fall off onto the ground, or you might come and pick it like we saw on the first day when we saw those children picking the apples, right? Let's see, I think it was this picture. Yeah, there we go. See how the apple is now on the stem here? And the little green part at the bottom was where the flowers were. They might either fall apart or stick to it. And then you can go and pin or pluck, the apple. And you can see here that there's a little bit of the stem left. Now make sure you're not eating the stem or the flowers, right? We don't eat those seeds. My friends, I hope you liked learning about the life cycle of an apple. It starts as a seed, eventually it grows into a tree, has little buds and flowers coming out, then an apple starts to form, and then you pluck it. And maybe if you eat the seeds and spit them out because you're not supposed to eat them, then those will land in the ground and maybe grow their own trees. Isn't it fascinating how nature can take care of itself? It doesn't need us to water it all the time. It has the rain to do that. But it does help when you have farmers taking care of these fruits. That's how we're able to make a bunch of them and send them to the stores. Make sure that you're going onto our classroom after you're done your lesson today, or if you want to go right now after this video, and doing your little life cycle matchup, putting them from first, second, third, fourth to the fifth step. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you this afternoon. Bye.